YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM RAKAKWADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops here at Great Millstone rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. This is Brother Barak coming at you with another lesson that I praise, edifying, and exhorting. Right? Something that was on my mind was our labor is not in vain. Okay? And that's written, throughout the scriptures. 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, last verse. And also in the book of Hebrews, I believe, the 6th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Hebrews, the 11th chapter as well. Our labor is not in vain, man. So everything that we're doing right now, is a great reward for it. And the ultimate reward, is the kingdom. Okay? The kingdom is a sign of mercy, us escaping this second death, all right? Which is coming to the world by fire, right? The thermonuclear missiles and the fire of the chariots of the angels of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, right? So yeah, things can get, weary, or you can get troubled in the mind because we're enduring, we're waiting, and that's the part of patience. We're suffering. It's a form of suffering when you're at work. And you're working, your week, and then you waiting on that next week to get paid, right? Some people get paid every 2 weeks, but that's a form of suffering, right? You getting up, you're using the expenses that you have, and then you pretty much waiting on for them to pay you, really, There's another word I was looking for, but the point is, man, we have been commanded to finish, right? When you read Revelations, the 3rd chapter, Revelation 3 and 10 in the NLT, it says, because you have kept my word, kept my commandment to persevere, roughly paraphrasing. Therefore I will keep you from the hour of temptation, right? But the key word there is persevere, okay? That's to continue. To continue in the thing, right? So that's the labor, that's our work. And the beautiful thing is that it's not in vain. And how do we know that it's not in vain? Because it's written that our Lord will return, and he's returning with the kingdom, okay? YAHAWASHI has the payment with him, okay? So when YAHAWASHI return, that's when we gonna get paid, man. You got the parable about he gave the man that was idle in the marketplace a job, and gave him a penny, okay? When he came, he gave him that penny. That labor was not in vain. Hebrews, what is that? The 10th chapter. It says, though he tarry, he that tarry will surely come. Okay. Sirach, the 2nd chapter, it tells you, woe to you who have lost patience, that you no longer could persevere. You got tired of suffering. Going back to that word patience. So woe to you. What should ye do in the day of visitation? So what are you going to do when the Lord returns? You're not going to receive that reward. But those who continue in this thing is going to receive the reward, man. It tells us in Colossians, the 3rd chapter, just firing off a few scriptures. Colossians, the 3rd chapter says what? Our life is hid with Hamashiach. You see? So YAHAWASHI has YAHAWASHI has the victory. Okay? So we have to just endure and wait for him to push on. And we know our labor not in vain ultimately, because first and foremost we have that faith. And the Lord also gives us different signs throughout our walk. Because we end up, in some tough situations, and what the Lord does, he pours forth his mercy. Pretty much like, think of it like, hey, when you read the book of Esther, going into the situation with Mordecai, where they had to bring a book, the records, and the scene that, that he pretty much delivered the king from a coup. And then the king said, hey, what was done for him? He pretty much didn't, he didn't receive a reward, so they went back to the records, seeing what he done, and gave him a reward. So the same thing with us down here in this fight, in this walk. Yeah, we may slip, we fall short sometime, but guess what? That book in the heavens get open, all right, so to say. Well, let's go back over his record. Let's see what he's been doing. right? Okay, he got some work, he got some labor. He's striving in truth and sincerity. You know, he just had, you know, a mishap. All right, then the Lord sends forth his mercy down, man. So that's a telltale sign right there as well, that our labor is not in vain. So how much more in that last day to escape the ultimate judgment, to escape the ultimate trouble, man. The Lord go do something beautiful for us in the time of Jacob's trouble. Our labor is not in vain. So, you know, that's something just to keep in mind, you know, to keep us going, to keep us strong, you know. Hey, I was exhorted, you know, meditating on it and even doing this lesson. So I pray you have been as well. But I'm going to leave it there. With that, I want to say, call halal yum law, Yahawah, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.